revenue side. We also know that government is seeking to implement a 1% tax on the revenues of the extractive companies, and it has been difficult to get them to actually comply with that because of the stability agreements that we do have with
properly addressed in the substantive budget, for which reason we want to address them. So it will not address all our issues, it will not address new problems or our traditional problems. But there are some, problems that are going concern that we believe that were not sufficiently addressed in the substantive 2023 budget. And that for that matter, the finance minister must take advantage of this opportunity. The first, the issue of textbooks. We required about 200 million to buy textbooks for basic schools. Debt fund was only able to get 80 million out of the 200, which is a deficit of 120 million. We must ensure that our schools have textbooks, because the journey to get them textbooks started last year. Okay, junior high schools, they don't even have textbooks at all. So this is an emerging issue and a very important issue. So we want to see an allocation to augment the 80 million that was given in textbooks. The second is the issue of competition grants. Government has promised to increase the grants under the IMF program. And we expect the increment to be announced before the next review period. And so we expect to hear that the government is increasing competition grant from 100 from 10 cities to 20 cities. But beyond that, we want the Ministry of Finance to give a firm, promise and outline a plan that will convince stakeholders that he will not just announce an incremental capitalization grant only for that one to also run into debt. As we speak now, the grant is in arrears of 2 years. So of what essence we will be announcing an increment only for the grant to continue to be in arrears? So we want to hear frantic measures put in place to ensure that we don't continue to accumulate arrears under the capitalization grant. And most importantly, immediate measures to pay the outstanding capitalization grant, because we know very many schools where headmasters have actually borrowed money to run schools, and then headmasters are being chased and all that. So we don't want to continue, putting the burden of financing basic education to headmasters to go and for those and run schools. How are you going to hold them accountable? How can PT members hold headmasters accountable when they are the ones giving homes to run the schools? So we want to hear a pronouncement on the increment and also the disbursement plan for the capital. And the last one we want to hear is the school feeding program. The 20% increment announced by the Ministry of Gender a month ago, from 9 to 7 pesos to 1 to 1 is inadequate. They can't even buy an egg in Tamale. They can't buy an egg. And so we want the Minister of Finance to announce a realistic increment in the per unit cost of the school feeding program for basic schools. At least 3 cities has to be announced. Then our caterers should be assured that there's something substantial to cook a good meal that will enhance the nutrition in our schools. Thank you.
the most inefficient, if you want to track the amount of money that are at their disposal and the value that we are getting from them. So we're hoping that there will be a quick conversation around how government intends to address those inefficiencies by reviewing the operations of the SOEs. We have still not heard anything. We're hoping that the budget would perhaps show a roadmap on how we address those inefficiencies in the sector. And the gold space also, we have consistently stated that at this critical period where you have so much need to fill the gaps in the budget, you cannot continuously, divert the royalties from the budget and hand it over to MIF to continue to manage. We cannot give haircuts to pensioners and to individuals and businesses and still divert revenue from the budget. We need to bring that revenue back into the budget to account for the deficit that we are seeing to make the budget sustainable. We haven't had any conversation on that, and we expect the budget, the review to address those inefficiencies in the budget. So these are the things that we expecting the budget to actually highlight. And if I may sum that up, how are we going to fix the energy sector problems and ensure that power can be sold a money republic. We cannot continuously accept that people want to consume power. They can't get basic instrument like meter to be able to connect their grid and pay for electricity. And it's become a normal trend in our country, and we allow that to fester. We need to clearly show how government will stop supporting the power sector with revenues. Um, the gas sector is also getting into deeper difficulty because of the power sector. As we speak, the outstanding debt in the gas sector is close to $600 million. We don't even know where that fits in the fiscal numbers, right? But it has to be paid somehow. And the earlier we stop accumulating those debts, the better it will be for us. So we need to fix the energy sector. We need, again, assurances and clear conversation on the roadmap to doing that. The go for oil policy, IMF has to be transparent about the conversation they're having with government on that, for us to improve the value chain rather than thinking that government is the one to do it. When they keep showing consistently that they're not able to deliver in that space. So this is it.
Emphasis on revenue generation, because the point that is being made is that we are not collecting enough taxes, and that's why our books are not balanced. But everybody knows in this country that waste, the expenditure side, the kind of waste that goes on in this country, if we were saving, we're being prudent, we're efficient in the way we manage the business of government, we will make a lot of savings. We probably need to spend all of that money. I was in Asin North. The amount of money that was spent in Asin North, and I know that that money is not people's personal money. People sharing money, right? And we are an IMF program. All the government officers going up and down, left and right, and so on and so forth. So again, I'm saying, what have we learned differently in this crisis? It looks like we haven't learned anything. It's already a signal that going into elections, we are going to behave business as usual. Right? So we've seen a lot of good things in the IMF program that seeks to tackle the prevention side of corruption, of public expenditure, and the management of it, the integrity around it, and so on, particularly with the gift mix. So we have a system in the public sector that everybody says, yes, if you want to spend, you have to use the gift mix. Every year, the Minister of Finance will come and say, oh, only 25% or 30%